As part of our Dads of the Big East series, we welcome in St. John's women's basketball head coach Joe Tartamella. Coach Tartamella, you've been balancing a full house with 4 kids while also still coaching from home. How would you describe what this time has been like?
It's been an interesting transition. I've probably been more of a dad in the last 3 months, sadly, than I probably was of being around and being home. So it's been a lot of fun. It's fun to be able to be around them in a different setting in a way, because a lot of times I'm out and I'm away and I don't get to see them unless they're traveling with me. But it's been, especially with a newborn. So we have an 8-month-old who now I've been with more than probably any of my other kids at that stage. So it's been great to be able to help and see and, kind of see her every day and actually see her growth, where sometimes I come home and be like, wow, you grew up in the last week. I haven't seen you. But no, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, homeschooling is not easy. So I learned how hard my wife works, and so she's the real champion here. Just being able to be outside and work with them, like, being able to shoot out in the street out here on the hoop and work on their game and be able to be out in the front and be able to play. And honestly, even taking a bike ride. I mean, I can't remember this is the first time we've had a chance to take a bike ride and to walk through town. And so we walk through there and we go to Ralph's, Ralph's Ices. That's their big deal. So they know when we go on a walk, that's kind of their little treat at the end. But that's been fun. We never did that.
Usually you're traveling with basketball season, and one thing that always stands out about your family is your family really does travel to a lot of your away games. I know that your newborn Tierney had been to a bunch of away games before she's even been one year old. How important is that to you, that your family is able to share these moments with you on the road, especially?
Well, when I first started coaching, I kind of made a promise to myself that at some point when I was able to start a family, that would always be important to me to be able to do, and having them be around and travel and be a part of what we do and what I do for a living, and also being able to experience it. My wife and I were big on the fact that if they could make a game or they could travel, that they would come. But to be able to have them around and to be able to have your family experience this with me as I'm going through it, there's nothing better.
You got to experience that a little bit yourself as a kid too, right? Because your dad was your travel baseball coach. So what experiences and lessons did you learn from your dad then that you've taken into your coaching and your fathering now?
It's amazing that as I thought about this, thinking about Father's Day, and we were talking about doing this, I kind of realized, and I had never really thought about it that way, that my dad probably was the coach in the family, outside of being a player. And so for as long as I ever knew, he had coached me as a kid, never missed a game. He was an attorney, in his career path. He became an attorney after, he had gotten hurt back in the day, and when they didn't have the ability to kind of repair your rotator cuff. So he got drafted out of high school in '67, and he graduated from Nova in '71. But he coached myself, my brother. He always made time, and so I always remember that part of being able to coach and obviously have your family be a part of what you're doing, but also have that experience. And so looking back, I probably learned a lot from him in my own coaching, and a lot of how he taught us and the values he instilled in us as his sons or his daughter, in how we played. So he's been an instrumental part in my life and my brother's life, and probably how we attack, either how we coach or how we're coaching our kids. So they have 9 grandchildren, so they've got their hands full. So I have 4. My brother's got 3, and my sister's got 2.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit right there. You said that your dad always made the time. How have you carried that over into being a father of 4 while also balancing being a full-time coach? How have you made that a priority of being a father, of making that time?
Yeah, I think I've had to adjust and I've had to adapt too, I think. But, making sure that I prioritize what I can get done, I think, in the office. I do drive 45 minutes to an hour to work every day. So trying to make sure that I'm scheduling myself correctly, where I know when he has games or when Brady's got games or JJ's got a game, where I can get back. And a lot of times I'm going kind of like how my dad did it, right to the field. But every day, that I'm home, I try to do everything I can and finish my work and then be able to be out there and play with them. Um, and they don't want to miss the ice cream man. That's the other part of the day that they have to have.
What's the go-to ice cream order? You've got the ice cream truck that
I
still
think
comes
we
around the neighborhood?
I think we funded the ice cream man for last year. So I think he's never going to miss our block. I don't think he misses it. We have one that goes with a SpongeBob SquarePants with the bubble gum eyeballs. Can't miss it. We do a Hello Kitty sometimes for Riley,
Okay.
and a lot of vanilla with rainbow sprinkles. And mommy and daddy might be partaking in a couple of times.
No
But yeah,
chipwiches?
we've started to dive into that a little bit.
There we go.
Some of their friends have introduced them to the chipwich. Also, the flying saucer from Carvel, but that's more of the Carvel move.
I love that, Coach. Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Megan. Happy Father's Day to everybody.